Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is me, Jordan Young, back with another fire banger. Today we're going to be going through a whole bunch of sneaker news, and we're going to start things off by recapping all of the biggest releases from this week. Earlier on in the week, we had the Nike sneakers release of the Air Flight 89s, and if you wanted to see my review on them, you can check out the card above that I will probably forget to put in. Supreme had their much coveted t-shirt release, including the box logos, and they also had a collab with Vans on the half cab and the old school. And then the biggest release of the week were probably, for you guys over in the States anyway, the Kobe 6 Reverse Grinches, which came out simultaneously alongside the Nike SB Dunk Low Powerpuff Girls collab. Powerpuff Girls collab was a bit of a myth. Here in the UK, and for you guys over there in the US, they chose to launch these via this scratchy thing where you found yourself on a page and you had to scratch away the shoe. It gave you exclusive access while stocks lasted. And from what I've come to learn, stock was pretty limited on the Nike sneakers app. Joe Freshgoods also had his own personal raffle for the 990 V4. These are going to be dropping again later on in the month again, so if you missed out on those, don't worry. And Dover Street Market New York had the release of the Nike Air Force 1 Low Kors Sky High Farm collab. And then if your pockets weren't already obliterated enough, the Air Jordan 8 Soulfly Mikasa Tsukasas released as well, meaning it was a pretty heavy week. I managed to come up on those Stussies as well as the Powerpuff SBs, which I'll be bringing you guys my review of tomorrow, all 3 pairs. And so if you copped anything cool, feel free to let me know down below. Right, we've got heaps of news to talk about. Let's just kick things off with Ye. He had himself a pretty hectic week this week. We have had some movements regarding his very famous sock shoes. They are available on YEEZY SPLY alongside some vulture themed merch for pre-order, £160 or $200 to get yourself some shoes that look like they would be pretty fit for purpose during the Napoleonic era. Ye also took to X this week to make another pretty controversial announcement, naming Gosha Rubchinsky Yeezy's head of design. Now, if you're like me, you have no idea who Gosha is, but he is apparently a pretty legendary Russian fashion designer. However, in 2018, he was accused by a 16-year-old boy of pressuring him into sending explicit photographs. And this effectively led to the artist's downfall. So it's pretty easy to see why this would be a controversial appointment. But if there's one thing that Ye has been pretty good at excelling at recently, it is controversy. We finally heard from the horse's mouth Marcus Jordan about all of the trophy room backdoor rumors. That's right, the streets have not forgotten about this. We saw thousands and thousands of pairs of the trophy room ones in the hands of resellers before anybody ever had access to them, prompting a lot of people to speculate that these pairs were backdoored by Marcus Jordan himself or his team. And this is what he had to say on the Complex podcast.
Thing happened, there were so many pairs floating around early on the resale market. Resellers had them, and everybody had stories about getting them backdoor directly from Trophy Room, from your store.
Cap, so much cap. Of course they're gonna say they got the pairs from me, just to validate what they had. There were pairs that got away from us. There were pairs that got away from us. There were pairs that got away from us. There were pairs.
A lot of them.
Those people are no longer with us. But again, as the owner, GM, player, coach of the brand, I'm not gonna throw anybody under the bus.
Okay, so this is the problem here. Marcus Jordan says cap in relation to everybody saying that he backdoored pairs.
Cap, so much cap.
And then in the next breath, he's admitting that pairs got away from us.
There were pairs that got away from us. That got away from us. There were pairs that got away from us.
Bro, that's the whole point. Bro's just absolutely contradicted himself. You can't say, no, that's cap, no pairs were backdoored, and then say, yeah, pairs got away from us. I'm taking that to mean that basically these pairs got backdoored. Now, the whole problem that people have with Marcus Jordan over this whole thing is the lack of accountability. All we want him to say is, listen guys, really sorry, pairs got away from us. Some people got access to these before you guys out there on the streets. It's lamentable, it's regrettable, and I am sorry it happened. The people that were responsible for that backdooring are no longer with the team, and we are hoping to make sure everything is fair moving forward. That's all the bro needs to say, not this cap.
So much cap.
And bloody waffle. In the same episode, we got to see some pretty exciting trophy room samples, including this blue pair of the trophy room ones. These looking a lot more like the description of the sneaker in that these look like a literal frozen block of ice or something. And as you guys remember, the name of the sneaker was called the Freeze Outs, all about how MJ was frozen out of his first All-Star game. And I do think these are really nice. We also got a look at the upcoming trophy room 1 lows. There's going to be a home version and an away version, and the home version are going to be way more limited apparently. We also saw some pretty cool samples of the Air Jordan 7. There's a new Sheriff in town, this dark navy pair, as well as this lighter colored pair with the sock booty ankle collar thing. And they all look pretty cool, but I feel like Marcus Jordan missed an opportunity here to really account for what happened during that trophy room 1 release. Sticking with Complex for a moment, we heard Action Bronson on one of their podcasts saying that we can look forward to some more versions of the 1906.
1906 coming. I got three gorgeous 1906 coming.
Is that what's next up?
Yeah.
Awesome.
April, May.
Oh.
April, May.
Spring training.
Yeah, it's getting ready.
And I think this is pretty cool because Action Bronson's collabs from this year on the 990 V6 were definitely pretty cool. And finally, from Complex, they decided to shout out your boy
Sneakernomics, who made the JJJJOUND video about
Mr. JJJJOUND.
Yeah, designing
nothing
the
to the
JJJJOUND
shoe.
sneakers. That's an incredible video. Also, his accent is incredible. Jordan Young, he's from New Zealand, but incredible American accent when he popped that video up. So that's a modern classic to me.
I don't know that video.
Well,
Is that the one we were just watching?
yeah.
I'm doing Joe Fresh Goods.
And so thank you to everybody that watched that episode and sent me clips and tagged me and all the rest of it. And shout out to the Complex podcast for the shout out. I appreciate it. This sneaker store decided to destroy boxes of the Kobe 6 Grinch in an attempt to try to put off resellers. As you can see here in the video, you can see the Grinch himself ripping up the Kobe boxes. And the question is, does this really put off resellers, or does this just annoy your customers? Because as a sneaker collector and someone that is into Kobe's, I definitely want the box. And it's not like destroying the box destroys the entire resale value of the shoe. And so whilst it's a good idea in theory to come up with some kind of idea to deter resellers, I don't really think this was it. What do you guys think of this? Supreme and Corteiz are set to link up in a streetwear collaboration of the time. This news is coming in just today. In the video here, you can see this billboards underneath a bridge somewhere in West London showing a combination of the two brands' logos, Supreme and Rules the World. And this marks a pretty awesome time for Corteiz, who are continuing to come up in the global streetwear scene. Although it's not altogether completely unsurprising, given that we saw Corteiz's owner, Clint 419, posing in Supreme garms in a very recent lookbook. It seems only fitting that they partner up with Supreme, who it feels like are starting to make a little bit of a comeback. Nike's online refurbished website is down. It has closed for an indeterminate period of time. Likelihood is they will be back again sometime in the future. On the website, it says we'll be taking some time to learn how we can bring you more refurbished footwear in the future. Until Nike Refurbished returns, check us out at a Nike store near you. Right, rewinds a week ago. You guys will remember about this time last week, we saw a leaked Zoom call of Travis Scott and John McEnroe on a call arguing about the name of the up and coming Travis Scott Mac Attack. And this all seemed a little bit staged. Most people were pretty hip to this being marketing, but a lot of mainstream news channels ran with the story. And when the subsequent videos arose of John McEnroe on the People Gallery's IG flaunting the Cactus Mac merch or apparel, and then Travis Scott defacing a John McEnroe plaque or statue thing, became pretty evident that this was all just a bunch of marketing. And now we've seen the official launch posters, which show this Mac versus Jack typeface alongside the two dudes seemingly posturing against one another, McEnroe holding the original Mac Attack and Travis Scott holding his version. And these of course dropped this week on the Travis Scott website, selling out within 30 minutes. And the crazy thing that a lot of people are pointing to is the resale prices. You see, the Travis Mac Attacks are selling right now for £800 or about $900, and the John McEnroe Mac Attacks are selling for $60. And so any suspicions that the Travis effect has waned can be put to rest and dispelled immediately according to the numbers that these almost identical shoes are producing. What do you guys think of this whole marketing tactic from Nike? Do you think this was clever? Do you think this was coy? Or do you think this was a little bit disingenuous, maybe a little bit dangerous? Let me know your thoughts. Speaking of Travis Scott, the rumors out there are that we are going to be getting more than one Travis Scott Jordan 1 Low next year. We've had confirmation in the past couple of weeks about a black olive colorway. Apparently there are set to be more colorways of the Jordan 1 Low OG, as well as another woman's exclusive pair. And so what do you guys think about that? Only this year, not even that long ago, we were told that the Jordan 1 Low OG Travises were going to be coming to an end. Golf shoe was supposed to be the last one, and here we've got a black olive and maybe even more. Nike opened a custom Nike Tech pop-up shop in New York City in celebration of the 10th anniversary of the Tech Fleece. Customers could go in and tailor make your Nike Tech according to your measurements and your fit preferences. And the whole shop is decked out just like a suit and tie shop. We got some looks at the JJJJOUND ADIDAS Sambas, which are set to drop next March. And in true JJJJOUND fashion, you've kind of got to like look around the shoe a little bit to see what he's done.
He's from New Zealand, but incredible American accent.
Because this shoe could very easily be mistaken otherwise for a GR. A couple of colorways, the lighter white colored OG pair with the gum sole and the JJJJOUND branding. And then there's black pair. And then there's also this sort of tanned colorway as well that I can't seem to find any confirmation of. But as plain Jane as these look, they will of course be incredibly popular, sell out instantaneously, and be available on the resale market for 4 or 5x. More JJJJOUND, this time with New Balance on the 2002R. We have this black and gray pair, which do look really nice. I do have to give it up. This pair looks really cool. It features some pretty luxurious looking suede. Got the laces with the little toggle and the little drawstring, giving it that sort of rugged, off-piste trail running. I don't have time to tie my shoes, I just need to like tighten them in an instant type vibe. Stealthy JJJJOUND branding as always. Actually, to be fair, I like these ones a lot. I definitely prefer these to the Sambas. This is a pair of JJJJOUNDs I'd be quite keen to get my hands on. What do you guys think of these? We've had some updated looks at some of the most exciting Kobes that are set to come out next year. The Kobe 6 Italian Camo and the Kobe 4 Bi-Coastal. I think they're called the Bi-Coastals. We'd only seen mock-ups before of the Bi-Coastals, and here we can see them in their full glory, and they look to feature this really nice looking suede upper. Maybe it's like a finer nubuck. They've got the metallic heel cup and then the black swoosh, translucent outsole. These look really nice. I'm a bigger fan though, to be honest, of the Italian Camo Kobe 6. These definitely look pretty hard. We've had some on-foot looks of the RESELL Nike SB Dunk Low. These are set to drop in spring of next year. Really cool looking shoe with some different colors and some different materials, different textures. They've even got some different swoosh action on the lateral and the medial sides. The logo hits on the back heel quarter. Very cool to see Nike giving some attention to their young and up and coming skateboarding talent. I can't say they're like an absolute must cop, but it's definitely a clean shoe for sure. What do you guys think of these? We've had some more images of the Ronnie Fieg Adidas Samba Kith 8th Street. Oh man, I got the order wrong. You know, the ones with the bloody crepe outsole. Bloody love this shoe. This colorway is really hard, but I'm kind of gutted because it looks very similar to the green pair that I have. Or maybe it's just the pictures that don't quite show off the vibrancy of the colors so as to make the relevant distinctions. But these are actually set to come out on Christmas Day. So if you have the Kith app downloaded and you haven't already spent all of your money from all the recent sneaker releases and the holiday season and buying presents and stuff like that, these are definitely a cop. I'm going to be trying to get these for sure. We've had some updated pictures of one of next year's most hotly anticipated Jordan retros, the military blue 4s. When we got the first set of leaked pictures, they look like they'd been taken with a 2 megapixel camera, and these pictures look like they've been taken with a 5 megapixel camera, and so we can definitely get a slightly better appreciation of the shoe, which apparently is going to be coming with the same type of tooling that we've seen on this year's Air Jordan 4 SB Maybe not the exact same tooling in terms of the technology, but they definitely look like they're making a move to revamp the shape to make them look a lot more like the OG cuts back from 1989, etc. So if that's the case, I'm very much looking forward to this pair. It's a no-brainer cop, considering it's the only pair from the OG set with the Nike Air on the back I don't have. I think a lot of you guys out there are going to be in the same boat. And I have heard a few people out there talking about this shoe as being the sneaker of the year next year, which I personally think it's way too early to call. But I would definitely consider this one of the most, if not the most, anticipated Jordan retros for next year. What do you guys think about that? Okay, let's talk about some of the sneaker releases upcoming this week that you might want to keep an eye out for. Obviously, the big one for most people this week are going to be the Travis Scott Mac Attacks, or the Cactus Max, or the Jactus Max, or the Flak Attacks, or the Jactus Racks, or whatever the heck they've decided on for these. These are dropping on the 19th. They'll be available through all the normal retailers, and they'll be dropping on the Sneakers app. They will be pretty tough to get, I should imagine. On the 21st, we have a couple of pairs of off-whites, the Terraformer. You've got two different colorways, an Archeo brown colorway, and then a colorway called the Mantra, or this sort of red colorway. And then on December the 22nd, you have the wider release of the Joe Freshgoods New Balance 990 V4, the intro and the outro. The blue pair, the Keisha blue pair, I think is going to be a sort of exclusive pair or a harder pair to get. It's not going to release on the New Balance website and stuff. At least that's the information that I'm seeing here. And last up, you have the Jordan 14 Pandas dropping on the 23rd. And that about wraps up this week's sneaker news recap. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch the video. Do me a favor and send me some, no, I'm only joking. Like the video before you bounce, drop a comment down below, and have yourselves a lovely day. I will see you guys tomorrow for my review on the entire Powerpuff Girl set. Can't wait. Take care for now, and peace.